Hey, welcome back to Lingaroo, where language comes to life. Have you ever heard the term a kid in a candy store? Typically, it's used to explain a situation or someone who is out of his mind excited about something, and they come in and you say, wow, he's so excited. He was like a kid in a candy store, right? Well, we're going to talk about that today as it relates to environments that we find ourselves in and how we can stimulate language throughout different environments. Sure, it's easy to think about a candy store and how motivating and exciting that might be, but what about the other environments that are maybe not quite as exciting? So we're going to talk about that. Speech and language development in different environments coming up. Okay, so welcome back. I just recently returned from a trip to my hometown, Wichita, Kansas. And while I was there, and in fact, every time I'm there, we visited our favorite candy store, the Nifty Nut House. And this place, guys, I gotta tell you, it is so fun. And my kids, they literally get off the plane and that's their first question for Grandma and Grandpa. When are we going to the Nifty Nut House? And it's pretty much the question that's asked every single day until we make that happen and check that box. And it's not even typically about the candy, which is kind of funny. Sometimes they're able to get 10 pieces. Sometimes they're limited to 3 pieces. It depends on how much other sugar we've consumed, right? But it's not always about the candy. In fact, we have a bowl of candy right now from our last trip that hasn't been touched in days. Right? So there's more to it. There's something about this candy store, the environment, the excitement they get from going there. And I don't know exactly what it is. I'm sure it has something to do with the brightness, the colors, all of the different wrappers. They're shiny. The people are smiling. I mean, why wouldn't you? You get a sugar high just from kind of stepping in the door and smelling it all. It's just super fun. It's a fun place. You can tell the workers are excited to be there, and they're scooping and they're pouring and they're weighing the candy and they're pouring it in the bags, and there's so much language to be elicited from a child, right? If you were to take your kiddo there and to talk about the colors, the shapes, the sizes, the actions that you see, obviously, most of us could get it, that would be a great environment for any kid. Any kid would want to go to that environment and spend 5 or 10 minutes going around and just doing those language stimulation strategies, right? The self-talk, the parallel talk. But what about when you have to go to an environment that maybe isn't a candy store? Right? We all have these environments on our to-do list every day. The grocery store, right? The gas station, the post office, right? There are places that we find ourselves, there are places that we have to go with kids and without that aren't as exciting, aren't nearly as motivating language-wise as a candy store might be. But I think even in those environments, if we kind of change the way we're thinking just a little bit, I think we can make even the most mundane, the most boring environments kind of come to life, right? Our motto, where language comes to life. Yes, we're bringing it into our everyday life, but we're also causing it to come to life for our kiddos, right? To increase some excitement around this. So I think, what if we took these strategies to the grocery store, to the post office, to the gas station, and even in those more mundane environments, we could find ways to stimulate their language. So we're going to take a special field trip today. I'm excited about this. I went on location to my local grocery store to take just a few minutes to even just go around the produce section, right? I didn't even go throughout the whole store, just to give you kind of an inside look, a hands-on application of what I think this could look like at your local grocery store. Take a look. Okay guys, so here we are at the grocery store. I just want to give you a quick 5-minute tour around this place and how you can stimulate language within the context of even just the produce section. As you know, you probably just came from your car, so as you're thinking about coming from your car, are you walking, are you hopping, are you jogging, are you stopping? And think about all the action verbs, skipping, whatever it might be that you can talk to your child about even from the car into the store. But now that we're here, take a look at this place. Look at this place and think about all of the sights, all of the language that could be stimulated just within this context. As you've got your cart and you're starting to go, think of all the action words you could be stimulating for your child. You're pushing, push, 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 stop, go, 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 stop. Right? All the action words, you're reaching, you're grabbing, you're choosing. You're in some grocery stores where they have the scales, you're weighing, you're putting things in the bag, you're taking things out of the bag, you're counting. So many action labels that you can name for your child. Right, so guys, think about this. Remember that as we're talking about these, we're not just labeling fruits and vegetables, thank goodness, because I don't know what either of these are called, but we're talking about the sizes. This one's long and skinny, right? This is short and it has little fun, furry, hairy-like things on the top. So you can talk about that with your children. Some of these are leafy. Look at this little guy. How fun is that, right? Talk about how they're leafy and they're crinkly and they look all wrinkled. Okay, so now we've moved down over here to the peppers. We've got different colors, we've got different shapes, we've got different textures. Some of them are smooth. These tomatoes are really smooth. These cucumbers are kind of bumpy. You could let them touch the cucumber. I know you guys are all gonna go home and wash your fruit about 9 million times after this, but you should anyway. But yeah, so you've got the bumpy cucumbers, the smooth tomatoes. Here's some tomatoes that are all bumpy. Look at these. I mean, this is great to talk about this and to show these to your children and to talk about how different all of these things are. Again, talking about all the action words, all the shapes, the sizes, the colors, the textures. Okay, so this is another good time to talk about concepts of quantity, and I'm not just talking about counting. Yes, counting is important, but we want to move our kiddos beyond that, right? We want to maybe get a bag, and what do? We take the bag, we rip it off. So there's a lot of action there. We rip it off, we open the bag, and we're gonna put some in the bag. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna put a tomato in the bag. Oh, I need more tomatoes. Here's another one. Oh, look, I have several. I have a few tomatoes. I think that's too many. I'm gonna take one out, right? I'm gonna take it out. Now I just have a couple, right? So I used few, a couple, many. Now I could say there's a lot right here. And think again, beyond big or little or a lot or too few. Think of all the different ways you can talk about size or shape or quantity. Okay, so now I'm over here in the fruits and I've picked up a pineapple. I don't know about you, but one of the funnest things that I did with my kiddos, especially my youngest, my Emmeline, she loved it. Whenever I pretend that something hurt me, I know that's kind of silly, but when I would pretend something was pokey and I'd, oh, ow, oh, it's pokey, and I'd make a big face. She had a Big Bird doll that I used to have it give me kisses goodnight, and I would say, oh, it hurts, because the beak would peck my cheek, and she thought it was hysterical. And it's one of the things, one of the memories that she still talks about, even as she's gotten older. She still talks about that Big Bird doll. So do that with a pineapple. Talk about how it's pokey, or talk about how these things are pokey, and oh goodness, that, and just pretend that it hurts, and let it tickle their toes if you want to. And again, all the language that just came out of picking up a pineapple. All right, guys, so here's the last little bit of my little produce section. I found some star fruit, right? Talk about shapes, right? You could even make comparisons. That's like our song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And you could show them, that it's a star when you look at it this way. Look at this. A coconut. Isn't that fun? Just let them touch the coconut and feel how it's hairy and talk about it. And look, it looks like there's a little face. It looks like 2 eyes and a nose. Maybe it looks like a monkey that you read about today during story time. You never know. Pomegranates, again, smooth, shiny. These little guys, how little are those? They're tiny. And then, look at these. I don't even know what this is, but it's fun. And it's lightweight. Oh, we didn't even talk about how heavy things are, right? There's another whole, yeah, you could, oh gosh. Oh, this is so heavy, right? And again, make it fun, make it engaging. You should be more engaging than the fruit. If you're not, there's a problem. So right, the watermelon, oh, it's heavy, and these little guys, feel how light they are, right? So this could be fun. You could talk about the different sizes, their different colors, and then let them hold it and show them how heavy they are or how light these little guys are. All right, so guys, that's it. What did we come, maybe 50 feet inside the produce section? But what did we come up with? Probably 150, 200 new words that we hadn't thought before of using with our kiddo. So guys, I think you'll see, as the more you do this, the more you take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, tack that onto your trip instead of just making a beeline through to the bread and the eggs, right? You're gonna wanna spend some time and hang out. I think you'll be surprised at how much fun it is for you and for your kiddo. Okay, so guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you a snapshot, an idea of how to start thinking about language stimulation. If you even took an extra 5 minutes or added on an extra 5 to 10 minutes to your next grocery store trip, what you might be able to do in terms of language stimulation just in that 5 minutes, right? We've talked about this before. It's baby steps. I'm not asking you to spend your whole day at the grocery store, for heaven's sake, but just take an extra 2 or 3 minutes or walk down an extra aisle and just explore the ways you can stimulate language on that trip. Okay, so guys, here's what I want you to do today. The challenge for today, down in the comments, I want you to put your #1 all-time least favorite place you have to go. Okay, mine, I will go first. I know nobody likes to go first. I'll go first. I have 3, actually. I don't like going to the bank. I don't like pumping gas. And I really don't like going to the post office. So those are my 3. Just for fun, just for today, put it down in the comment section. What's your least favorite place to have to go, with kids or without? And let us know, just to kind of start some conversation around that. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe here. Click that bell icon. That's going to send you notifications every time we upload new videos. Guys, I'm excited that you're a part of this community, and I look forward to seeing you next time here at Lingaroo, where language comes to life.